joining me now in our Abuja studio, well, obviously from our Lagos studio, is the Evicted Big Brother Naija Season 6 housemates. It's great to have you all on Arise 360 today. Hello, Boma. It's great to see you. Hello, Tega. We know Tega is also in the studio. Hello, Peace. Hello, Michael. How are you all feeling? You know, let me just get a joint. Hi, I'm good.
Hi.
All right, amazing. Let's get this started. And I would like to begin with you, Peace. You know, as I said in my intro, Big Brother Naija is one show where the realities are very different for a lot of people. You know, you go in there as one person, you come out as another person. How would you say Big Brother Naija has changed you from your following to the people you met in the house, to your relationships? Tell me about that experience.
I mean, let me start with the obvious. My life has completely changed. We have a lot of people that now, you know, look up to me, I guess, or admire me. I guess that might be because looking at me from where they stand, which is outside the house, they saw someone they could relate to, someone that acted like them or something. So I'm appealing to a huge, massive people, I suppose. So they might look at me like maybe a role model or something like that. So now, that's the obvious one. My life has changed. But going into the house and meeting different talented people, amazing people, every single one was unique in their own way. Every single one had something to offer. I mean, I picked up little things from every single person. Like, you're always awake. You know why? Because you know that these people are actually competitors. So, I mean, in that way as well, I was influenced. And then I was more, what's the word? I was more forgiving and more understanding, because you're living with a group of people. You have to understand that, you know, different people came from different places and their understanding of things might be completely different from yours. So you have to be accommodating in that sense.
All right then, that's an amazing one to hear, and I'm really happy that Big Brother meant that to you. Michael, one of the reasons I'm particularly happy about you, I really pay attention to personal notes, and I think you dropped one of those in the house. The moment your song came up, Big Brother surprised you by, you know, playing your song in the house. It was a very emotional moment for you. You were one person before you got into the house. You've come out a completely different person, a larger fan base. What's that experience been like for you so far?
Surprise, honestly, because going into the house, you know, I went in 2 weeks after everyone else. So going in, I didn't think I was going to have fans afterwards. I just thought I'd have some form of publicity that I could turn into a fan base. But coming out the house, I have actual fans, and there are a lot of them. I didn't realize the impact was that much, and I'm highly appreciative for every single one of y'all, so thank you very much. So it changed me in that perspective. Also, as far as character development goes, you know, I'm a lot more patient now, you understand? I'm a lot more, you know, accommodating to people with other personalities, do you understand? So before, if we don't see eye to eye, we're just not gonna see ever again, because we're just gonna say our bye-byes, do you get? But in the house, we can't go anywhere. So we had to figure out how to coexist with each other, and I think we successfully did that, so I'm appreciative to the experience.
Boma, I want to ask a different kind of question though. So are you exhausted with the questions on you and Tega already? Is that like, just, are you over? I feel like that's the one thing that everyone just hits you with before a how are you? So tell me, what's your experience so far, you know, been coming out of the house, going into the house, and answering all those questions?
Actually, coming out of the house, someone said, comment like, you're the most disliked housemates in the history of Big Brother ever. You're always going to be the one with the title. And I've had stuff like you're the most disliked man right now in the whole of Africa. You know, like it's been ups and downs. It got better though. When I came out on Monday and I got my phone, I came out on Sunday, I got my phone on Monday. It was terrible. Like my team didn't even want me to have my phone, but I needed it for the interview and stuff. But I've been coping well with it, and that's been very surprising to my family. You know, my family, my team. My friends, they're also like really surprised the way I've been handling it.
Before I head out to a quick break, in 30 seconds, how are you feeling?
I feel great. I feel loved. Like a few people have showed up and said, "Yo, we're here for you, and we're just gonna be here with you, man. It doesn't matter what people think. We know you're a great man." So that's been really encouraging. And shout out to my fans, brave hearts. They've really been there for me. Because when you're down, the people that stand by you are the real MVPs. You know. So yeah, the love has been.
Let's take a
the
quick
love
break
has
on Arise
uplifted my
360 now. We've gotten really familiar. We're going to get down into the dirty details right after the break. Stay with us. We'll be right back. You're welcome back to the show. This is still Arise 360, and I'm Kachi Ofia, keeping you updated with everything that's been going on within the world of entertainment, arts, and culture. Let's get back into the Lagos studio where we have Tega, Boma, Michael, and Peace of Big Brother Naija Season 6. Of course, Evicted, Housemates. Now, let's pick up on this conversation with Michael. Now, Michael, my question to you is, one moment where you were in the house that really touched a lot of people was when Pere and White Money had that little altercation where it looked like, Pere was going to take off his belt. He said he wasn't, but it would look like he was going to. And then, you just didn't like that. And you really, really stood up for White Money. And people just said, okay. And okay, now mind you, be like, this dude is really, that was one moment that really, resonated with a lot of people outside. But with regards to your relationship though, with Pere, your relationship with White Money, how would you describe, Pere as a person of the time that you spent with him?
I think Perry is actually a cool guy, contrary to popular belief. Obviously, it's subjective because that's my experience with him. But I think he started getting a bad rap from my own perspective because I wasn't there in the first 2 weeks, so maybe it started way back then. But from my perspective, it was during his reign as HOH, head of house. I understand what he was trying to do, what he was trying to accomplish. I just personally think he could have gotten the same result taking a different route. You understand? He didn't have to be so brash and harsh about it and so direct and kind of standoffish about it to accomplish exactly what he was going for. But my own personal relationship with him has always been cool. It actually was getting better and better and better and better. We connected with the Texas thing. We both have experience living in Texas, so on that note, we were able to connect, and then from there, we started finding out other similarities between us. So he's cool. I wouldn't say he's a close friend. He possibly could be outside the house. I'm open to that, but I'm also open to being wrong. He may not be who he says he is, possibly, or he may be exactly who he shows that he is. So either way it goes, when he comes out, we'll go from there, And White Money is the same way as well. We connected because he's my statesman. So off that, Enugu State, you already know, in an environment like that, you want to see who you're most like to start from there at least. So once he told me he's from Enugu State, I was like, okay, yeah, you're my bro based on that. And then from there, we started getting to know each other. And he turns out to be a cool guy, man, caring individual, really looks out for people. He's a cool dude, man, easy to get along with. So I didn't have an issue with him.
Boma, let's bring you into the conversation now. A viral interview of you, making your emotions to Cubana Chief Priest very vocal has been trending. Now, I don't want to assume. Let's just have this in a very straightforward manner. What really happened, between you and Tega? That you think people have misconstrued?
What happened between? Oh, yeah. Like the one I addressed with Cubana was... we had a game in the house, like we played games, we played on Truth or Dare and stuff, and there were different things and the question games. The question games had nothing to do with our personal lives. It just had stuff to do with we were all, for example, 4 of us are sitting. I'll give Tega a question. Tega has to ask Michael a question. Michael has to ask Pix a question. We have to just keep going around. And the question has to kind of throw you off. So those questions were just made up. It had nothing to do with anyone personally. And Cubana made a post about me saying I slept with someone's wife and I told my friend. And I told him, don't say what you don't know. You could drag me for what I did, but don't drag me for what you think. And show me a video of me telling Perez, show me a proof that I told Perez something. Because if you have a big following, you should use it peacefully. There's already fire. There's no need of you putting more gas and, to make more mess. Like, so just I'd rather you keep my name out of your mouth. You know, so we just, for me, that was what I was trying to establish. And for me and Tega, man, simply we were just housemates, you know, just having fun and it was all cruise, man. Like, well, in the house, there was no television, there was no internet, we had no time, there was nothing. No, the only way we could entertain ourselves was just with the housemates. So different games came up and different scenarios and different situations came up. And we just went with the flow, pretty much, yeah.
Let's go over to Tega now. Tega, you know, we all watched Big Brother. And it was quite the interesting show, to be honest. So how would you now describe the reaction as she came up, the reaction to your relationship with Boma outside, rather within the house, you know, the reaction that you got outside the house? How did that make you feel? Did you feel weird, especially considering the fact that people brought up conversations about your husband, who incredibly was, I mean, his reaction has been set as almost a standard for a lot of ladies. So was that surprising for you? Was that too much for you to take in? Were you wondering, why are people making such a big deal about this? Like, you know, what was your reaction to all of that coming at you?
You know, when you are in the house, it's a different world entirely. The pressure, the tension is different. The way you think is quite different. You know, you just go with how you feel in the house. Coming out, first thing I saw, the first what's it called, comment I saw was YOLO show. I'm like, okay, and then I started seeing videos. I'm like, oh, it's quite different from how we perceived it to be, right? We pushed the buttons too hard. So, well, I felt some type of way. You know, I was like, oh, okay, this really hit my man. And, well, I'm a bit disturbed. I'm really, really disturbed about how he's taking it, how he's feeling, you know. But it's really, really easy for anyone to judge from outside, because I have seen the show from outside when I came out. And I'm like, okay, I really don't blame anyone for judging me this way, because it looks really easy. But when you are in there, the pressure, the tension is different. The atmosphere is different, completely different. So yeah, I felt some type of way.
And on, you know, Boma and Tega's relationship. Boma, you did say that you wish Tega wasn't married. So would you still say, you know, she was just another housemate to you? This was in the executive lounge.
Yeah, in different contexts. Like Tega was like one of our favorites. Like most of the boys, like we really did. She was cool to us. She was nice to us. She made us food. She got our back. Particularly for me, when I had my wrist, I had a wrist problem. When I sprained my wrist, she helped me massage it, helped me with the bandage and stuff. She was just like a really nice person. You know, she was a nice person, and it was just easy to be drawn to her and stuff. But obviously, when there's marriage involved, there's reservations. I'm like, oh, you know what? Don't even think too far. And that wasn't just me. That was what most of us thought about, the guys.
Bring you in and talk about your own little romance in the house, specifically with Michael. Now, Michael had, you know, his piece. He wasn't, we were very confused as well. Because Michael was, and I know Michael, you're sitting right there. I'm sorry, I'm talking about you in third person. Michael was linked to, you know, two women. That was Jackie B and yourself. And at some point, people thought, you know, he had moved from Jackie B to you. And then, you know, he now gets close to Jackie B afterwards. So there was a lot they weren't really getting. Did you ever just feel, you know, like, did you ever feel weird about that triangle, that love triangle? Did you ever just feel like, okay, I wish this man was just mine?
Actually, there was never a love triangle. Michael is my G, Michael was my G, Michael is an attractive man, so is Cross, so is Boma. And I mean, that was just it. There was never a triangle. You know, he's actually my G, for real. But he's a good looking guy. I was attracted to Michael, I was attracted to Cross, but I was disciplined enough to know where the line was. And that was what all that was.
We're gonna have to take a quick break right now. When we get back from this break, I will wrap up on that conversation. You're still watching Arise 360, and we're keeping up with the Big Brother Naija Season 6 Housemates. So just stay with us on the show. We have some more when we return. You're welcome back to the show. You're still watching Arise 360. And we're just hanging out with evicted housemates from the Big Brother Niger Season 6 show. We've got Boma, we've got Tega, we've got Michael, and we've got Peace there in our Lagos studio at the moment. And before we wrap this interview up, of course, Boma and Tega have spoken extensively about their relationship, you know, how life is outside the house as well, dealing with all the backlog of all the reactions. And then, of course, Michael, before we went on that quick break, you know, Peace had just responded to the question about her relationship with you, saying you are, you were, and you will always be her G. That yes, she found you attractive, but I mean, just the same way she found Cross attractive and whoever else, but she was disciplined enough to know where to stop in terms of boundaries. So now, you were the subject of the question, so I'm bringing you in because then you were the third person in it. And I'm just asking, your relationship with Peace and Jackie B, you know, what really went on there? We saw a lot happen. She said there was no triangle. Would you agree? Was there any love, or was it just, you know, I mean, vibes, clearly?
Definitely vibes, you know. I don't have the same relationship with Jackie as I do with Peace. Like Peace said, she's my G, you know. She's really one of the coolest in the house. She was a good friend to me. She had my back, like, through ups and downs, as you guys saw. And she never, you know, she never held anything against me, you understand? So it made me have a lot of respect for her. She's clearly an attractive woman, so obviously I'm attracted to her in that regard. But as you all saw in the show, you know, there was only one girl that I actually gave, like, isolated time to. You understand? Which was Jackie. So obviously, based on that, I'm also attracted to Jackie, but it's in a see what's there. Like, I want to investigate that. You understand? We're not a couple officially. We're not, you know, in a relationship. I call it a loading ship. You understand? Because I feel like we're loading. Like, we're gonna figure out what we are and where we'll take it. You know, once she's out of the house. You understand? But in the meantime, I like her to keep her head in the game, stay focused, because she's still in the house. Let her not worry about anything going on outside the house or anything that has to do with me for now, so she could go as far as she possibly can. And inevitably, when she does come out of the house, we can see what's up. You know, we can see if the vibe was, you know, worth building on. And if it is, it will be public. You'll see it for what it is.
While you were speaking, Olamide's loading just, you know, crossed my head. I'm like, yes, we're here for this, Michael. We're looking forward to the best for the both of you. Okay, dokes. Now, if you're going to look at the Big Brother house and you'd say, this is the one thing that people really do not know, but they should know about the Big Brother house, what would it be for you?
It's like pregnancy, man. If you don't have it, you don't feel it. You don't know what it is. Like, sometimes you judge the book by the cover, because what you see, you know, even salt looks like sugar, man. Sometimes you got to go close. So he's like looking at it from the outside, you would never understand what it means to be inside the house. Other people, other strangers, other personalities that you never met. And some certain things you would do, you would never believe you could, like, do it. So one thing is, whoever has gone to the Big Brother's house, like, that's huge respect, and came out and became, you could come out and be insane. Like, all kinds of things could happen to you. But anyone that hasn't gone, just know that, you know, people that have gone and been back, they're warriors, for sure. Respect them.
Respect them. Now, Tega, for you, if there's one thing that you got into the Big Brother house and you found out and you were completely shocked, like, we can do this, what would it be for you?
Like I said, the Big Brother house is like a toxic relationship. I'm going to explain that. You know, a toxic relationship is a love and hate kind of situation where this man or this woman is doing all sorts of stuff to you, and then you want to leave, but then you can't leave because there's actually something he's doing that you like, right? So the house is, with the pressure, the tension, everything in the house, you want to leave. But then you think about it again, like, oh, man, let me just chill. So it's like a toxic relationship. You can never tell. Looking at it from the outside is very vague. You can't tell it. You can't, the pressure, you can't really tell. But for me, I wouldn't trade those feelings for anything.
All right, now, Michael, your top 5, you think these are the people that are going to definitely get into the top 5 in this entire season. Who are they for you?
5, I'll say White Money, Rose, Nene, Cross, and Angel.
Okay, and finally, Peace. So you have a magical Cupid and you could send one message to somebody who's very, 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 very dear to your heart in the house. You miss this person so much and you want to send them all the love in the world. Who's that message going to and what is your message?
I'll send to Nene and Jackie B, and I just want to tell them that they should keep their hand in the game and that I love them so much. They shouldn't worry. It's just a little time left and they'll be out.
Aww. Okay, next. Well, Boma, Tega, Michael, Peace, thank you for joining me on Arise 360 today. This has been exceedingly fun.